Welcome to this video. My name is Eva, and in this video I talk about the quarter life crisis, which is a super important topic for me. So basically, what is the quarter life crisis? It is this transition between very often school or college and then real adult life, but also for some people it can happen when they already experience like their first job, and first it was exciting, and at one point they just think, what am I doing? Is this right for me? This doesn't feel right for me. Am I doing this job now for the rest of my life? So a lot of uncertainty, and it can happen for most people, between in their mid 20s to early 30s, and kind of this type of exploration also of like, okay, what are my parents' expectations? What are my own expectations? What is society expectations? What do I want? And it's kind of this transition phase, and it can feel very uncomfortable also. And for me it happened exactly like that. Like I went to school, and then I think after school I had some of this crisis situation because I didn't know what to study. But then I just studied something, and then I started my own business, and I become workaholic for my own business. But I think by becoming workaholic for my own business, I really just avoided a lot of those topics such as quarter life crisis. And then once I reached a breaking point in my own business with my mental health, that's when I started therapy, and that's when I started to work on all of those topics such as quarter life crisis, being lost, and making friends with that type of feeling. And that's how it happened for me. And also also what can happen for some people if they feel stuck, because for example you just started your first job, and it's maybe you worked really hard in school and then university for that job, and then you're in that job, and the first few months it was awesome, and then you're just like, this is not right, this doesn't feel right, and it can feel just a lot. So it's very important to recognize those symptoms. So the first one is, for some people, purposelessness. Like imagine you are stuck in this job, and then you think, oh, now I have to do this job for the rest of my life. And so kind of like, what am I doing? That type of purposelessness. Identity crisis as well, that happened for me because I had very strong values from my family, and now I'm questioning, is their point of view actually the point of view that I want to have? So a lot of questioning also. And also professional uncertainty, that's something that I had, because also when I worked on my own business, I liked it, but other things I didn't like, and so I didn't know, okay, if I do a different job, will I be happy, will I not be happy, and so on. And it's just a lack of experience, because I have worked different jobs before, but I have not worked like 20 different jobs, so just that type of lack of experience also. And for some people also relationship insecurity. Maybe you started your first serious relationship, and or you have been already in a relationship for a couple of years, but now you start to question, okay, is this person really a person that I want to marry? Do I want to explore a little bit more? So it's just a type of time of a lot of insecurity and indecision, because it feels like if you're stuck in that quarter life crisis, at least for me, it felt like every decision that I will make will have such a huge impact on my future. And I think I was so stuck in my own way of thinking, and it was like I was a prisoner of my own way of thinking. And for some people also, what can happen is that they have FOMO. So for example, if you're doing a 9 to 5 job, maybe you have FOMO that you're not traveling, and if you're traveling you feel a little bit, okay, I'm missing out on building a career. So I think this quarter life crisis for some people can really get them stuck in a depression also, because you have the feeling, at least that's a feeling that I had, which was made no sense at all, but that's just the feeling that I had, that everyone had it figured out, and I was just like this leaf in the wind, just trying to figure it out somehow. And I was really destroyed by this whole pressure that I put on myself, that my parents put on me, and that society put on me. So it was really messy. And how did I got out of it? I think I'm still in it, but what really helped me a lot was to start therapy, and was to talk about those things with other people as well. And I think before that I had like this conception in my mind, that like adults have it figured out. And then the more I dated I just say like dated older guys or like hang out with like older people, and like I realized not everyone has it figured out, and life is not really about having it figured out everything all at once. It's really about the journey, and you can have it quote unquote figured out for 10 years, and then there's just one life event like a divorce or a death or um, bankruptcy, whatever it happens, and then you're again kind of stuck in this gray zone of trying to figure it out. So it's not like everyone has it figured out. It's really, yeah, it's really just an ongoing journey, and that's also the beauty in it. And for me, that was a huge mindset shift that I had to do, that taking away the pressure from myself, and also dealing with my perfectionism, because I think because of the perfectionism that I had always, I put a lot of pressure on myself, and I to have it figured out. And I think in school and university, and if you're in a system, it does work, because it helps you to maybe have good grades or something. But if you're in this transition zone where you don't know what's the next step, and then you put pressure on yourself to have it already figured out, it's so much unnecessary pressure, and it makes no sense at all. So it was really a learning journey also for me to be more compassionate towards myself, to give myself that love and say, okay, like it feels uncomfortable this time of being a little bit lost of, but it's really just a beautiful journey of getting to know myself better. Who am I, and what are my needs, what are my wants, what do I want in a partner, what do I want from a job, what is actually success for me. That's also something that I had to do, like to reframe my vision of success, because before that my version of success was heavily focused on the outside. So what do my parents think of me, what does society think of me, and it was really detrimental to my mental health, because especially with my business, I just kept working and working, and my mental health went down and down and down. And because I was trying to reach that point where suddenly everything worked out, but by doing so I lost my mental health. So it's really important for me, or it was really important for me, to switch the vision of success that I have now, or to switch towards the vision of success that I have now. So now for me, success really means being happy and authentic to myself. And if that means like switching career or job every 5 years, so be it. If that means being in one job forever, so be it. If that means making not so much money but doing a job I love, so be it. The only thing that matters is that I am kind of more like okay with myself. Like that is kind of my definition of success now, and it was such a huge mindset shift for me, because it took away so much pressure also. So yeah, so that was a huge mindset shift that helped me. Also, what I would highly recommend if you're stuck in this in this quarter life crisis, first therapy can help a lot, because for me also talking with the therapist, it helped me so much, because therapists, they really deal with a lot of different people, and they deal with people who have millions, they deal with people who are homeless or don't have much money, they deal with people in all different stages of their life. And my therapist really helped me so much to see that everyone is struggling or is dealing with things, and that it's normal. And that helped me so much in this quarter life crisis to have less pressure on myself. And also what helped me so much is to see the bigger picture, because I was like really already wanting everything perfect or everything to be worked out, and it was just inner pressure that I put on myself. But if you have like more patience, and you can think, okay, life is long, like life is really really long. Like so many people say life is short, but for me that puts so much pressure on me myself. So now I just say life is long, and I can have multiple careers. I don't have to decide for one thing and stick to it to my whole life. So it really helped me to open my mindset a little bit, and to let go of all of those rigid way of thinkings that I had before about success, about careers, about my life, and so on and so on. So yeah, so that's really important, and that's also what I would recommend to for you to journal, and for you to reflect, and for you to ask yourself all of those questions. And also when it comes to uncertainty with careers, that's something that I'm still yeah, still in it a little bit, that sometimes I'm still not certain 100%, but that's also normal and that's also okay. And it's giving yourself just the props to try out different things. I mean, of course, always depends also on your financial background, etc., etc., but like giving yourself that compassion to try out different things, really, really, really important to get out of this quarter life crisis. Let go of expectations, really important. For me, the expectation that my dad put on me, I had to let it go, and it was a really painful journey as well. But I'm so happy that I did it, because now I'm much more free. Because if you can let go of other people's expectations of you, let it be sibling, friends, partner, family, society, whatever it is, you can find back to yourself and you can define yourself, and it's just so freeing. So that helped me a lot. Self-compassion was huge. I think for me, this quarter life crisis was really just a wake-up call for me to have more compassion with myself. Yeah, because if you hate yourself, it doesn't improve the situation at all. Like, you can hate yourself to change, or you can also be self-compassionate, and but it goes much deeper. So I would highly recommend, if you struggle with that, to go to therapy and to have that internal change as well. And also, really important, what helped me was to read books about the quarter life crisis, about life in your 20s, and about being lost, and about yeah, about careers also. Because before that, I was so obsessed with my business, and all I read was first nutrition books, but when I had that, I read more like business books. um, but it was, yeah, as I said, just a form of avoidance. And now that I kind of face that uncertainty of life, really, and that lack of control that we have in life also, and reading books about that, I can become more comfortable with it. Like, the situation doesn't change, like life is still in some ways unpredictable, but I have more strength within myself, and I know that whatever comes, I can kind of withstand it in a way. So that was really helpful. So if you feel stuck, either get help with a therapist or start reading books, just to get kind of an emotion and get it rolling in a way. And also, what's really helpful is to not compare yourself. And that's easier said than done. But what really, and that was really helped actually, and was a huge mindset shift for me, was that everyone is on their own journey. Because I feel like in school, everyone is on the same journey. Like, the goal is to have good grades. But after school, everyone is on their own journey. And as long as you can have enough money to support yourself, you're free to do what you want. Of course, like, if you have a family, you have to take care of the family. But that was really really helpful for me. And it was, yeah, especially like dating older guys, or hanging out with older people, quote unquote. It really opened my mind, and that you can, for example, have a career, and then after 10 years you can quit and you can study a new thing. And that it's not about, life is not about, it's not a race, but it's really about the journey, finding joy in the small things. So yeah, that helped me a lot to shift my mindset, to not see other people as, like, compare myself and see everything as a competition, but to really look up to people, or see, or recognize, okay, everyone is on their own journey and I'm on my journey, and I make peace with it also. That was helpful. And yeah, and just self-compassion, and allow yourself to be lost, because it's really important. In order to find yourself, first you need to be lost. Because if you're always in that structure, it's like always in a workplace, and that you may not like, but that's what you do, kind of. But if you lose yourself, like for example, if you say, okay, what type of other job can you do, and then first you may be overwhelmed and you don't really know, but then over time, step by step, you can get out of being lost, and you can actually find what works better for me. Like, for example, for me with relationships, I was so lost in my first relationship. I had no clue about nothing about relationships. But over time, work by work, failures, breakups, dating, heartbreak, and so on and so on, now I'm in a relationship where I would say we're compatible, and I really like that person, and it feels really good. And it just is because I kind of struggled my way through it, and I got help with therapy and all of that. But yeah, you have to allow yourself to be lost, and being lost is nothing bad. It's really just something necessary that you need to go through before you can find yourself again or create something again that works better for you. Yeah, so really, really important for me. Maybe to summarize it, understand that it's normal, happens to most people. It doesn't make you flawed, it just makes you human like everyone else if you have that type of crisis. And for most people, if they don't have a midlife crisis, they will have a quarter life crisis. They will have a midlife crisis in their 40s, so it's okay to have that quarter life crisis, completely normal. If you can seek help, we are professional therapists. For me, it was really super changed everything in a way. Also, if you can surround yourself with people who are compassionate, like for me, my boyfriend, he has a really healthy perspective on a lot of things, and it's so healing also to have like his compassionate view, and then I can also be more compassionate towards myself. Read books about this kind of life situation, and yeah, and notice that step by step you can get out of it. And yeah, so that kind of helped me a lot. Yeah, helped me a lot in this and this quarter life crisis. Yeah. So if you're in it, I can just say I think it over time it will get better. Not because of at least for me, not because of necessarily the situation changed, but because my mindset changed. And by changing my mindset, like letting go of expectation, redefining success, and so on, I could have a much better mental health and a much better perspective when it comes to that quarter life crisis, to a point that now it doesn't feel like a crisis anymore. It just feels like something that I go through, and I know eventually I will find better things of me because of that quote unquote crisis. So thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, subscribe to my channel. You can write anything down in the comment section. And you can check out also the link in the description box. And I see you soon. See you.